I've been feeling like a complete moron at work lately. Okay, that was a bit rough, but I wanted to make sure you were paying attention. So I was complaining to my friend Beth about the changes our company has been implementing lately. New computer systems, documentation standards, faster turnaround times, and changes to how we do pretty much everything in our job. It seems like no sooner do we learn the new system than they change something else. And as ladies in our 50s, it can be really challenging to keep up. It feels like we're always behind. So, as we shared in our frustration, I realized why this was so upsetting. At this point in my career, I've just come to expect a certain feeling of competence. I've been in my field for almost 30 years. I've worked for multiple companies across a variety of settings. Bottom line, I am not new at this. And that level of competence has definitely contributed to my self confidence. I mean, I like to be challenged, just not overwhelmed. And in a world where we're expected to do everything fast, it doesn't allow for room to learn. This has gotten even worse with the introduction of AI. We watch YouTube videos that make everything look easy. We scroll through the gorgeous outcomes of Instagram, and we expect ourselves to master the new tool or workflow right out of the gate. It's an impossible standard. If you've been feeling something similar, I want you to notice the thoughts running through your head. It usually sounds something like this: I just can't figure this out. Why am I so bad at this? I just can't keep up with everybody else. In other words, you're being overly critical. You expect yourself to just get it and perform at the same level as other parts of your job. I want to challenge that thinking. Instead of your calling yourself a moron or worse, let's look at what's actually happening. You used to be comfortable doing what you knew, and now you're learning a whole new set of skills. This discomfort is the feeling of your brain building new neural pathways. This discomfort doesn't define you or your ability to learn new things. Separating your identity from your current output gives you room to breathe. It allows you the chance to experiment and make mistakes as you learn. This is what actual growth requires. One of the hardest parts of learning something new is receiving feedback. I don't know about you, but I'm not too fond of it. When you've tied your self worth to being good at what you do, constructive criticism can feel like an evaluation of your value as a person. To survive the learning curve, you have to change how you hear this feedback. You may have been thinking, they found a mistake, which means I failed. My work isn't good enough, and that means I'm not good enough. So let's change that lens. This feedback is data about where I am in the process. I need to adjust the process. It's not a report card on my character. I have not failed. Remind yourself that feedback is just information. It tells you what to tweak or what to refine. It's not a sign that you're failing, and it doesn't define your worth. Before we go, I want to leave you with this week's permission slip. Permission to be clumsy while you learn. You can find a digital copy of that ticket and all the links in the show notes. And now a couple pages from my journal. On the author front, I've been working on something very exciting. I've been starting to put together my first mini course about learning how to say no. I'm super excited with how this is coming along, and I really can't wait to share more details soon. And on the home front, I'm kind of bummed that summer's almost over. So I've decided that I'm going to embrace the colder seasons this year. Instead of brooding about having to put away the flip flops, I'm going to spend some time creating a cozy retreat inside. So I've been having some fun scrolling on Pinterest and Instagram, imagining snowy landscapes, soft throws, and yummy mugs of cocoa. Nothing like a toasty fire to wrap up summer, right? I'm Melissa Ann Palmer, and remember, your voice is the most authentic thing you own. I'll see you next time.